Hello everybody, this is a beginner's tutorial for the program GenBrush. Now this is a powerful, fun program that allows you to create your own maps and apply those maps that you create to a planet, and then you can use that planet for storytelling, for D&D campaigns, for whatever you'd like. Why I'm making this tutorial video is because the other tutorials that are out there are a little bit out of date with how you work with water. So that's basically what this tutorial is about, is how to set up your water correctly to simulate rain and wind. Now the first thing you're going to do is go to File, click New Document, and we're going to create two maps. So we're in the Maps section of the document editor. We're going to hit Create New, and let's just name this one Rocks and Trees. I'm going to hit OK. And don't worry about sizes or anything. You can fiddle with that on your own time later. Right now, just for the tutorial, I'm not going to mess with anything. So I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to create new, and I'm going to call this one and water. And I'm just going to hit OK. And just again, don't have to mess with anything. Now, what we want to do is assign these something to help them know what they need to do. So we're going to go rocks and trees. We're going to do this as the height source. Okay? And now, if you've gotten here, you should see the check pattern. That's good. We want that. And we're going to click on End Water, and we're going to set this one as the water source. This is very important for water later. So go ahead and hit that. Now, with the End Water map selected, we're going to go all the way to the right to Scene Options. And we're going to go down under Painting to Layer, and we're going to click Water. Alright, on the water map, set it to Water Source, set the painting layer to Water. Now all the way at the bottom is a button called Adjust, and we're going to click that and hit the one called Leveler. Now before we apply this, I want to explain how GenBrush sees height. In Earth, you're going to measure height from the bottom of the Mariana Trench to the top of the tallest mountain. I think around here, that's Mount Rainier, where I live in my state. And you measure that in feet and meters and just whatever you want to measure it. GenBrush doesn't care about any of that. It only measures from 0 to 1. So when we set this value, 0.5, as the sea level, that's directly in the middle of 0 and 1. So we're going to go ahead and not mess with that number. We're just going to hit Apply. Now you can see a translucent blue. That's the ocean. We want that. Now we're going to go Rocks and Trees. We're going to click on that, and we're going to go back to the layer all the way at the right, and we're going to turn this one into the height map. Okay? Now this is all well and good, but the program doesn't know what we want things to look like for the rocks and trees, so we're going to have to give it a gradient. So we're going to go to Gradients. We're going to go we can create new. What we're going to do is import. There's a default gradient. Go ahead and click on that. Open it. And you're going to want to set as active. Now you see, the background is no longer translucent. That's because the very bottom of the seafloor has been added. But we don't want to use this gradient as is. We want to mess with it a little bit. So we're going to go all the way to the bottom again where it says gradient. I'm going to slide this up to look at the gradients. We're just going to scoot this up a little bit. Now, this is a bit of a fussy program, so be careful when you're clicking around in the gradient section. I have crashed my program before a couple of times by clicking on the wrong things. So just when I say click once, when you click twice, go ahead. But sometimes don't trust it, and I'll show you in a minute. So click on one of the bars, and you'll see the numbers change. This color field you can go ahead and click on twice. And we're just going to click these sliders around, move them a bit until I get something I like. Now here in this color field, it says double click. That's what crashed my program, so be careful. It's a work in progress program. But this seems fairly stable as is, so we're going to go ahead and X that out. Now we're going to go to the next one. And I don't want black sand for my beaches, so I'm going to go ahead and Not blood sand, not neon yellow sand. I kind of like that. So I'm going to hit X, and you can slide these around. So I'm just going to go ahead and make snowier mountains. Oops. They get kind of jumpy on you. And I'm just going to make that about there. And I want this green here to be just a little bit darker. There we go. And that's how you adjust things. Now, if you remember, we set the water at 0.5. Now we're going to click on the sand one and see down here where it says 0.5051. That's just above sea level, so that's perfect. And when you slide these guys around, it adjusts how high they are in that 0 to 1 range. And that's how it knows this is ocean, this is land, and up here are snowy mountain peaks. So we're going to go ahead and scoot this back down and give ourselves some room. On maps, we're going to make absolutely sure we're on rocks and trees. This is our height source, and we are on the height level. Okay, looks good. We're going to shrink this down. Don't exit out. I don't know how to get that back. I can't help you. And we're going to just move this out of the way. And now we're ready to edit ourselves some land. I'm going to do this very simply. I'm going to go to Perlin, and then I'm just going to hit Apply. Now, in the other tutorials, again, those are linked below. It'll show how to use brushes. It'll show you how to do a bunch of different cool things. But this is just to show you how to fix the water issue. So we're just going to kind of leave it as is, although I do want my mountains to be a little bit taller. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Sculpt and hit Parabolic. I'm just going to give myself a few interesting little mountains because I want to edit them. And we're going to go ahead and put a mountain here and just a little drag down there like that, a little bit up like that. This doesn't make sense, but that's fine. Now, here is where the confusion has started to come in with the water. When we go to Sculpt, you have your, I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's your air erosion, and then your flow erosion is for your water. So you're going to go to this one, and very importantly, see where it says water and simulate, about halfway down under the circle? Click that. That will let your program know that you don't want it going under your water level, all the way over here at the right. And you're going to do that again for flow erosion, and click that. Now I'll show you the difference between, I'm using my center scroll wheel to scroll in and out, okay? And I'm also clicking the scroll wheel to drag. So I'm going to show you what happens with and without this selected. Without selected, you can see the water is messing with the ocean floor. We don't want that. Control Z will undo this. I am on Windows, so you might want to, if you're on a Mac, that might be different. And now we're going to hit Simulate Water, click Toggle again, and now it's still in the ocean. All nice and calm. It's not messing with the ocean. We're just going to click that a couple of times just to get ourselves some good rivers, spread the sand to the beaches a little bit. Yeah, that looks nice. And then we're just going to go to our air erosion. This simulates wind, and you can change the direction. So let's have it coming from the top left corner. There we go. And this also is not messing with the ocean. It's not going under the ocean water. And I'll just do that a couple of times. Looks like it's carving out some valleys. That's pretty cool. I really like this program, guys. And then let's just look at the topography. Helps us to look at it in 3D. Pardon. And the center scroll wheel, the center scroll wheel is what's making it go up and down, and the right button slides it around a little bit. I don't know of a way to rotate this, and it is a bit fussy to look around when you're not used to it, but play around with it, you'll get it. And that is what the terrain looks like. Also, you can see the sun, and you can move the position of that all over the place, so kind of helps you get to see where the water is and all that cool stuff. And that basically is what I wanted to show everyone, and just to clear up a lot of the confusion that I had and I see a lot of people asking about, because it can be kind of frustrating when you get a new program and the tutorials don't really line up. So that's why I made this. Is just I want to help out because I think this is cool, and I hope you guys found this to be an easy to follow tutorial. I just got this program, so I don't know much more about it. But if you guys would like me to make more tutorials, going maybe into depth about the brushes or any of the other stuff, let me know, and I am going to keep learning and working on this and trying to figure everything out for my story project. And as I learn, I'd be happy to help other people just kind of figure things out too. So let me know down below if you want to know more, and yeah, tell me what you think. So enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them as best I can, and have a good day. Bye.